Anyone who saw yesterday's video on Too Much showing up with his ears different, I had some feedback from people who thought the same thing I did, that it maybe was weather related. He just happened to show up that way on a day when it was it got really sunny out and really hot. So I thought maybe it was related to that. And in a way it is, but indirectly. It's an indirect relationship. Instead of the heat causing his ears to do that, the heat apparently is allowing things like parasites to now flourish, and that is what it looks like we're dealing with. But I have a solution. You might ask yourself, why is Amy holding a bag of rice? Rice is not a part of the solution, but it's a part of tempering the solution so that I don't inadvertently kill my beloved squirrel. God, please don't let that happen. Please. There's other people that have done this successfully. There's a thing called the squirrel board, and I found on there, people are saying he has a parasite. Somebody commented that his dog had this happen, and that you need to use ivermectin. Another person said ivermectin, and I go over to the squirrel board, and I have ivermectin because I had bought it before for a problem that another squirrel was having. I was happy to see I had bought the stuff that they're saying to use. It's ivermectin paste, 1.87%, and they say be careful that you don't have any extra things added into it because this is already neurotoxic to a squirrel. And if you give too much, well, we'll get back to that, but that's what the rice is for, that they can die. So I don't want to do that because I love this squirrel, and I hate that I have to try this for the first time on a squirrel I love so much, but I'm not going to let this happen to him without trying. So I'm going to be very careful, but people have successfully done this. They say get the apple flavor because they said that it comes in apple and peppermint, and they say that squirrels don't like peppermint flavor. So thankfully I already had this, and I knew I did. I just couldn't remember which flavor I bought. Thankfully I bought the apple. So then what you do, they say you take a grain of rice, and this is to guide you to make sure you don't use too much. They said you only use as much as is in a grain of rice, like the size of a grain of rice or whatever is all you put in it. That's it. Like you put it, and they say put it on the head of a toothpick. Then you take that and you take the toothpick and you put the tiny little bit of ivermectin. I'll have cracked the pecan at that point in the groove of a pecan, and then I give him the pecan, and there we go. Now that would be the first dose, assuming he eats it, please God. And then if he doesn't, I also have backup walnuts, not too many, but some. So I could probably put it in the groove, you know, kind of in the nook and cranny of a walnut if he won't eat the pecan. So I give one dose. The first dose is to kill the active parasites in him. Then you wait 7 to 10 days and give a second dose, and that one is to kill any eggs that were present the first time with the first dose. Then you wait 7 to 10 days and give a third dose, and that one supposedly kills anything in the nest still. So 3 doses supposedly works. People have done it. It looks tried and true. I just have to be really careful I don't give them too much. Give too much. Oh man. Is that horrible that that's what I named him, and then now I'm in this situation where I need to not give him too much or he could be in peril? I need to be very careful. I'm one of those people who thinks that too much is never enough. In this case, too much is way too much. So I need to be very careful. But that is what I got going today. So I'm now a veterinarian to 3 squirrels. I have 2 that I'm grabby, and the front yard guy that I call the leaner that I'm treating with the antibiotic Baytril in order to take care of what I think is maybe an ear infection or some kind of infection in both of those 2, and I could be wrong. And then I've got Too Much, who supposedly now has a parasite. I mean, he changed so much between yesterday and today. I think he was himself yesterday. Normal ears, normal perky self. Not yesterday, the day before yesterday. But yesterday, he's like a different squirrel. I don't know if you saw his right back foot was kind of like curled up, and he was kind of doing that. He was uncomfortable. I saw someone commented that in the comments. They saw it too. So hopefully this helps, and quickly. From what I read, this is a really good solution and very effective, and works in the time expected. So here we go. Squirrel vet strikes again. It's Saturday, thankfully, so I have time to deal with all this. My work has gotten more and more big. And so it's interesting trying to juggle the squirrels and the work, but I'm doing it. Just try to jump and you missed. You know what? We're going to get you, dude. I got this stuff called Baytro. We're going to take care of that.